first of all, appreciate the love and support that you guys have given me over the years, continue to give me, and keeping my channel relevant and helping it grow slowly but surely. And I like it that way. So, I got like 20 minutes, so I'm gonna discuss a few different topics. I'm gonna talk about, Ryan Garcia's blatant jealousy of black people and black athletes. That's why he can't keep black athletes and black people's names out his mouth. Because I understand a lot of people from his tribe, his group, are not as, entertaining, and clever and basically interesting as we are. Cause we live rent free in everybody's head, whether it's good or bad. Mostly bad for the most part because people love to make it bad. We stay in everybody's head. So I understand why he can't stop talking about black people because it's clearly that Ryan Garcia is jealous of black people. No matter how much he envies us and doesn't like us, he wish he could be us, like a lot of people do. The reason why people talk about black people so much is because they have this natural jealousy of black people because of how we make the world go round and how we are the most influential people on the planet, whether people want to admit it or not. So I understand Ryan Garcia's jealousy and vitriol towards black people. It's not just him. A lot of people have it. We already know the mayonnaise nation has it towards black people, but, with that being said, um, I really hope Al Heyman doesn't resort back to his old ways of blocking fights and, you know, playing these games that he likes to play with holding belt hostage. And it was funny that you had somebody that came on Aki TV's channel basically accusing anybody of speaking bad on Al Heyman as being a buck dancer. And my reply to you is nigga, please. You talk about the same Al Heyman that has blocked a lot of fights from being made, who basically played a key role in Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder not getting made because he basically sent the remaining belts over there to Eddie Hearn in the zone, and which Anthony Joshua had 3 of the 4 belts, and the fight never, came about. You talk about the same Al Heyman that's been accused of not paying the black fighters on time or at all. You talking about that Al Heyman? All the accusations against Al Heyman. You sure you want to play that game with me when I know the history? Who stood in the way of Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence for years getting made? Who basically didn't want to give Leo Santa Cruz to Gary Russell Jr., but he saved him for a tank? Who allegedly talked Frank Martin out of a career high payday versus Shakur Stevenson. So the same dude that paid Conor McGregor allegedly between $60 to $100 million, who never had a professional fight in his life. Conor McGregor made more money in one night than most fighters have made in their whole career being aligned with the PBC or Al Heyman. So you don't want to have that conversation with me, dude. So stop it. You don't even try that. Anybody that speaks ill will of Al Heyman is some kind of, you're not even going to try that with me. Of course, Canelo speaks highly of Al Heyman because Al Heyman gives Canelo anything he wants. He's allowed Canelo to basically fight whoever he wants. Canelo been on a tomato can tour for a while. Or I'm not going to say tomato can tour, but he's been on a highly favored fight tour where he's been highly favored to win fights. So if Al Heyman isn't going to make you fight David Benavidez, in which many of us believe will be a very tough fight for Canelo, then yeah, of course you're going to sing the high praises because he gives you everything you want. So yeah, you can save that, Negro. And I hope you're listening too. Now, with that being said, it's fight week. And basically, Canelo should be doing the fighter arrivals today or tomorrow. It's fight week. This is when they do, you know, uh, basically the last media scrums, they answer questions, they have open workouts and all that type of stuff going into the fight. Sparring is over, all that kind of stuff. It's just basically fight week. All they got to do now is just make weight. And that's pretty much it. And then Saturday, we have a fight. But at the end of the day, nobody's checking for this fight. There are plenty of tickets available, all sections of the T-Mobile Arena. I'm talking about there are plenty of tickets. Now, of course, they won't put out how many actual tickets Canelo has sold because Canelo has been giving away a lot of tickets, comping a lot of tickets for his past few fights. He had trouble selling out fights. But at the end of the day, and he's had trouble, being able to attract, you know, more than 300,000 people to watch his fights. Canelo's fights have done very poorly on pay-per-view. But at the end of the day, Canelo doesn't care because, like he says, he gets pretty much 80% of that everything. So when you have that deal in place, do you really give a shit who buys your pay-per-views? Do you really give a shit who buys tickets? When you guaranteed a certain amount, I give him credit. Canelo is a great businessman. Can't knock him for that. Can't knock him for that. He got one of them Master P deals, like what Master P got from Priority Records. Instead of taking upfront money, he basically got everything that was on the return. And he turned that into somewhere between $400 and $600 million, depending on what reports you look at. So kudos to him. He got one of the Master P deals. I can't knock Canelo for that. But my thing is, as I said before, I did a video and I was just taking primarily black media to task, or should I say whack media. You got these dudes that constantly make videos because they have a personal vendetta or they just fanboys of one fight. Like, some of y'all niggas just gonna have to get over the fact that Errol Spence got whooped on by Terrence Crawford. I don't want to hear this stuff about car accidents, shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to hear that. Because if it was the other way around, if Terrence Crawford said, hey, I've been in a car accident, I didn't train properly, people would be saying they don't want to hear it because it's your favorite fighter. You want to make excuse after excuse after excuse. At the end of the day, nobody told Errol Spence to participate in some of the activities he was attached to, allegedly. So at the end of the day, that's on Errol Spence. It is not Terrence Crawford's job to make sure that Errol Spence, conducts himself in a professional manner outside of boxing. If Terrence Crawford can do it, then so can Errol Spence. Nobody don't want to hear no excuses. And I thought it was laughable that you had people trying to co-sign what Ryan Garcia was saying about Terrence Crawford. Ryan Garcia has accomplished nothing in life. His biggest achievement is getting his ass handed to him by Tank Davis, getting floored, also getting floored by Uncle Luke Campbell, and then basically filling himself up with steroids to basically have an advantage and to beat Devin Haney. But I don't see no media talking about this kind of stuff, and then going on a racist rant, which you got every coward ass nigga. Now I expect Mexicans to make excuses for him because he's Mexican. But the funny thing was, Mexicans wasn't even rocking with him until the Devin Haney fight. You had a lot of Mexicans questioning his Mexicanship, Mexican hood, or whatever the fuck you call it. Where was y'all at then? And this is why it's a racial element and tribalism to this thing. When he beat Devin Haney, then they all of a sudden started backing him up and giving him props. If he had lost to Devin Haney, they wouldn't be rocking with him. And then that's why I laugh when people say, hey, man, why are you making this about race? Because boxing is about race. It's always been about race. From when Jack Johnson was fighting, it was always about race. Up until Joe Louis. Then came Joe Louis. Then came Muhammad Ali. Then came, Larry Holmes, Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard. Boxing has always been about race. Even into the Floyd Mayweather era, Andre Ward. It's always been about race. So stop the crap. Stop trying to play these games. Stop trying to insult my intelligence. Well, I didn't forget about Uncle Luke Campbell. Ryan Garcia, everybody acting like this dude is just some G or something. I mean, Ryan Garcia is like, he the bottom of the barrel. Like I said, this dude cheated, blatantly cheated against Devin Haney. And I mean, and then people got mad at Devin Haney for basically doing what any fighter would have did. And like I said, don't worry, you guys. I'm gonna issue a challenge for all these people that keep saying that steroids don't make a difference. Wait till that video come out probably tonight. Make sure it goes viral. Put it on every media outlet you can. Attach it to all your social media platform. Since you fighters sitting up here cooning it up and protecting Ryan Garcia, a dude who's done nothing for the black community except speak against the black community. And I don't know why these morons keep having this dude on their outlet. That's just real talk. I do not get it. I will not understand it. I am not desperate for views and for, subscriptions to where I would, belittle myself and have, trash like Ryan Garcia on my platform. Ryan Garcia is pure trash. He changes his story at the drop of a dime. He's openly admitted to pretty much cheating. He's been caught in lie after lie of how that shit got in his system. You know how it got in his system? Because he intentionally put it in his system. He's been debunked on several occasions. But you don't have people talking about that. They want to sit up there and say that, they lost respect for Devin Haney because Devin Haney protested a victory that Ryan Garcia obtained via cheating. But all of a sudden, they like, man, fuck your respect. Like, for real. Most of y'all dudes can't talk and chew gum at the same time. Most of you dudes have beer belly so big it looked like that you were pregnant. But you trying to talk about, like, man, most of y'all can't, like, don't know a left hook from a overhand right, from a jab to slipping punches to ducking punches to blocking punches. Like, shut up. Talking about you lost respect. Didn't respect him anyway. But y'all the same people that was outraged about, I'll never lose to a white boy. But then all of a sudden, Ryan Garcia is suffering from mental illness. And like I said before, man, everybody have something to say about Devin Haney getting into it at a carnival and stuff. But then Caleb Plant jumped some people, had some people that was with him, jumped some people, but everybody's celebrating that. Like, y'all are so ass backwards. But anyway, let's get back to Canelo. But let's get back to Canelo. So Canelo's fight is going to flop. It's not going to do very well. They're going to lie about the numbers, and I'm just keeping it a buck. But once again, ain't nobody talking about, and I'll put up the video, ain't nobody talking about how many seats are available for Canelo's fight versus Edgar Berlanga. But every time you look around, everybody, according to these reports, said the Buzz fight didn't do this. Oh, Buzz sold this amount of tickets. Oh, Buzz not a star. Well, Canelo don't seem to be a star, or his star is starting to fall out the sky to where it's about to touch the ground. Because Canelo is beginning to look like a falling star. You know? That's just real talk. Canelo ain't packing him in like he used to. Let's just keep it 100. Are you guys capable of keeping it 100? When was the last time there was a lot of buzz about a Canelo fight? Let's just keep it 100. I mean, there was a little bit of buzz about the Caleb Plant fight because he was going for undisputed. But afterwards, was there really a lot of buzz behind the Dimitri Bivol fight in which Canelo got his ass handed to him? Did anybody care about the John Ryder fight in which Canelo fought John Ryder in a ring the size of a porter potty and he still couldn't get him out of there? Was there that big of a buzz behind the Jaime Munguia fight in which really didn't do that good because nobody cared about Jaime Munguia fighting Canelo Alvarez, because we all know the fight that we want to see. But Canelo refuses to give it to us. He refuses to give it to us for whatever reason. He got a new excuse every week why he won't fight David Benavidez. But yet he wants us to pay $90 to watch this garbage in a fight that nobody asked for, that we all know what the outcome is going to be. Either Canelo is going to knock down Berlanga multiple times and win an easy 12th round decision, or he's going to just stop him within 6 rounds. To me, if Canelo lets this fight go past 8 rounds, it's clearly showing that he's slowing down. But like I said before, I don't see nobody making videos about this fight. You know why? Because nobody cares about this fight. There's no excitement surrounding this fight. And people don't want to admit it. Nobody cares about this fight. Nobody's checking for this fight. Canelo continues to give us fights that we don't want to see. Nobody asked him to fight Charlo. Nobody asked for that fight. But that's why he loves Al Heyman, because Al Heyman feeds some, predictable fights. People that we all know that Canelo is going to beat and can beat and will beat. David Benavidez is a very tough fight for Canelo. For the people that think it's going to be an easy fight, if it was such an easy fight, Canelo would have fought him by now. Canelo has asked for ridiculous amounts of money to fight him, and then he's sitting up there saying that he will fight the winner out of Arthur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol, which I don't think he could beat either one of them. I think if he fights Bivol again and there's no BS behind the fight, Canelo gonna get whooped on even easier. Canelo's gonna get stopped. If that fight is on the up and up, and you know what I mean by the up and up, Canelo is gonna get stopped by either Bivol or Beterbiev. He can't beat neither one of them. At this point, I question if he could even beat David Morrell. David Morrell Jr. has got better and better each fight. So the question is, can he beat him at this point? I just think Canelo is just talking. We all know Canelo probably will fight somebody like Chris Eubanks Jr. Canelo has had opportunity to fight Arthur Beterbiev. He don't want to fight Arthur Beterbiev because he know what'll happen to it. He'll get stretched. So I'm just saying, I just want to see y'all keep the same energy, black media, or should I say whack media. Now there ain't no videos talking about what Canelo's ticket sales are or what his pay-per-view projections gonna be. But y'all always got you know what I'm saying? Y'all always got the so-called number for the black fighters. This is what I mean by we make the world go around. And I'm gonna say this, it's just a double standard when it pertains to black fighters, period. If they're dominant, they dominate opponent, they look very good winning, then they say they ain't been tested, they ain't fought nobody. But if they have a competitive, tough fight, and the judges go their way, they've been exposed or they're not that good. You can't win for losing. Anyway, I'm out.